Happy New Year, it's 2023, and guess what also ends in 3? SLOC version 3. Yes, it's fucking finally out. Okay, first I'm gonna show what changed, and then I'll show you how to set it up for Northwood API because Exile just won't work. Okay, so version 3 introduces attributes and colliders. Like, what the fuck are these? Okay, attributes will be added in multiple versions. For now, we only have lossy colors and default collider mode. So what lossy colors does is it makes the colors smaller in size. Before version 3, every color used 4 32-bit floats, meaning that every single color used 16 bytes of storage. Now with SLOC, my goal is to make the files as small as possible. And if you turn on lossy colors, every color will only be a single 32-bit integer, meaning that it's 4 times smaller per color. Now this also comes with a disadvantage, which makes the colors not so precise, and you can't go above 255 or below 0. The next is colliders. Now you can set the collider mode for every single object, or you can just set a default collider mode and attributes. What the collider mode does is change how the collider is spawned on the client and the server. The default is both, which means that on the client and the server, the object will have a collider, so you cannot go through it. Now you can set it so the client doesn't have a collider, meaning that the players can go through it, but on the server they don't, or the opposite thing, so items can go through, but not players. There's also a trigger, which just makes the collider disappear on the client and makes it a trigger on the server, so you can add your own functionality when a player enters it through a plugin. And non-spawned object means that the client will not know of the object at all. It will not exist. This only works with primitives, not lights, because there's not really a reason why you have a light on the server but not on the client. That doesn't even do anything. When I also made the version 2 bytes instead of 4 bytes because we probably won't have like 5 billion versions, you know? So now that you know what changed, let's go through the setup. First, create your Unity project. Now go to slocExporter on GitHub and download the source code as a zip. Open this zip and go into the version folder. Grab all the files, open the assets folder of the project, and put them in there. Now go back to Unity, it'll recompile the scripts, and you can start working. All you need to do is right-click in the hierarchy view, 3D object, and then select the one you need. Or you can use lights as well, but only point lights are supported. If you want to add colors to an object, create a material. I suggest making a color folder in the assets so you can organize them better. So create a material and adjust the albedo color. Now press enter and drag it onto the object you want to color. If you want to change the color of lights, you just go in the inspector and change it there. And by the way, if you want to use rooms as references, check out the README. You can find all the rooms there. Just import them using import custom package. And from the rooms folder, drag it into the hierarchy view so it's at 0, 0. When you're done building, go to Window, SLOC, and Export. Select the location to export to. If you've already started the server with the plugin, it'll be in App Data, SCP Secret Laboratory, Plugin API, Plugins, your server export, slocLoader, Objects. If you haven't installed the plugin yet, don't worry, just export it to somewhere else and then put it in later. In the Exporter window, you can also choose the attributes and the default collider mode. Now you have your builds. Now let's install the plugin. Go to axo.slocLoader on GitHub. You'll see that it requires my library as a dependency, so go fucking install that or otherwise it won't work. So go to the libraries, GitHub, releases, and download the latest pre-released on top. Not the latest release because that's still for Parabellum Exiled, so it won't work like at all. So download the DLL and put it in your dependencies folder. SCP Secret Laboratory, Plugin API, Plugins, your server export, dependencies. Oh, and you also need Harmony, so download that as well. Releases, download the zip. go to net48 and put the DLL into the dependencies folder. Now you can download the plugin, go to releases, and download it there. Put this in your plugins/server port folder, and boom, you're done. Now restart the server if it's still running. So if you want to spawn some objects automatically, you need to open the config file. It's found in the slocLoader folder. You'll see 3 lists here, and you'll have to enter the asset name, which is the name of the file without the extension, and where you want to spawn it. You can find the room names and room types using the link in the readme. So just set the name, room name, position, rotation, and now restart the server. And if you did it correctly, the objects should be spawned wherever you wanted it to. Thanks for watching and Happy New Year, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe.